So all good? All got it going on. I will start with getting a beer. As always, too foamy to be a traditional farmhouse brew, but I think you can excuse me on that. Okay, really too foamy. This is a raw ale, or it's the foundation of it was a raw ale, and I double mashed it with some smoked malts from Stjørdalen. Actually, I'm gonna talk more about Stjørdalen today. Because yeah, this episode is all about some gold I found here on YouTube. So if you're looking forward or hoping to go to Norsk Kornølfestival this year in Hornindal, and you can't make it, or you can make it, or either way, I think you should be interested in watching this. And yeah, I just found out yesterday that it's broadcasted. They're gonna broadcast it this year also. So that's really good news. And I think you still will have to enjoy what I'm giving you now. Because this gold that I'm talking about now is of course the last year's broadcast, where they streamed for 12 hours, I think. And yeah, let's talk about it, because this will be something totally different from this year's broadcast. And it's the first digital farmhouse brewery festival ever. So I think they will not have that much to compete with, but still, it's the greatest because it's really good. And I'm gonna give you 5 points why I think you should rewatch it, and I will put all my bullet points down below the video with links and everything to where you can find it in the streams. So if you really just want to see the highlights, or what I think is the highlights, you can just watch that. And yeah, that's it, I guess. Yeah, see you later, Netten. Eating in Kristiansund. So, reason number 1 why you should rewatch the Norsk Kornølfestival 2020 edition. I think the most important part is you can see living history going down, because there is 3 brewing sequences, or there is 3 situation with farmhouse brewing here in Norway that are really unique, and you can see them live, or they're live-ish, because you can see them live, but yeah, it's broadcast, so you see it later. And yeah, as I said, it's 3 of the really unique styles here in Norway. And for 10 years ago, we didn't, or all of us didn't know that it even existed. So it's really something unique. So that's reason number 1. So, if it's your first time here on the Northern Route, welcome. Welcome, traveler. And this is a channel here on YouTube that's all about farmhouse brewing, the techniques, the methods, styles, and the way of thinking, and how to implement it. That's almost the most important part for our modern world. How to implement these techniques and the way of thinking in your modern brew house. And as I said, today we're gonna look at the Norwegian traditional farmhouse history legacy live. Or, yeah, as I said, playback, but still live broadcasted. And I'm putting the links below to the broadcast, so you can just go down there and check out all the links I'm putting in there, and with my highlights. So yeah, thank you, my pleasure. So, reason number 2, slow TV. Slow TV is a concept here in Norway. I really don't know if there are some doing it in the rest of the world, but I really hope for your sake, because it's really slow, really slow. And this is the best of the slowness. If you're really gonna watch slow TV, this is the best to watch. Full of traditions, culture, and a world totally different from what you get as a home brewer. And you can really dig into all my good points. It's that slow. You can just see all of it, and you can just wash over you with greatness. But I think some of the best thing about having a slow broadcast is that you can... It's really good to combine with kveik fermentation, because some of these brewers start brewing in the beginning of the video of the broadcast, and in the end you see fermenter action going on, bubbles in the airlocks and stuff like that. That's really amazing. Either that's really slow TV or it's fast fermenting. Your choice. So, have you seen it yet? Have any of you? Which part did you like the best? Just comment or in the chat or below. And yeah, let's go over to reason number 3. So, I really think that in the studio, there's 2 guys sitting there. The studio located in Oslo, the headquarters of the broadcast. And there is 2 people sitting there just packed with knowledge. Lars Marius is one of them, the man himself. And he's really deep into this. And he's, what I think, one of the most knowledgeable about traditional farmhouse brewing in Europe. And even in some part of Asia. He really has a lot to share. But another point that's perhaps not that clear to all of us is the other guy sitting there, Amund from Ache and Teed. Oakentime. It sounds like a little Lord of the Rings thing going there. Oakentime. And that's a Norwegian brewery, if you wondered. Oak and Time. Ache and Teed. And he also answers a lot of questions during the whole podcast. Whole broadcast, excuse me. And yeah, I also have links to that below, of course. But that's what makes that so special, is because Ache and Teed are using modern techniques and traditional techniques and combining them to making a unique product. And they also take traditional techniques not only from Norway but from Belgian sour beer making. So they make a raw, I like to call it the Nordic raw sour, because it's a really a unique style of beer. And it's really shining through that he really knows what I'm doing. And that's some totally different, but still about kveik and some sort of traditional brewing here in Norway, or at least Nordic brewing. So the really good part is that you have Lars Marius with all his knowledge, and you have these 3 traditional farmhouse brewing traditions going live on screen. So the questions are sent to them, sent to Hornindal, to Stjørdalen, to Voss, and they can answer, and Amund can answer some new things about new techniques and new ways of thinking. And it's really just unique. I'm never getting bored of saying that, because that's really what it is. So yeah, one more time. Stjørdalen, Hornindal, and Voss are the 3 brewing techniques, or brewing scenes at least, that we see here. And they're really different. I'm going back to that later. But it's nowhere else in the world you can really get 3 so unique brewing techniques and traditional farmhouse brewing at once. It's really, yeah, unique. So, number 4. And now we're really getting deeper, I think. Because it's, the reason number 4 is that you meet really interesting people, living legends, people that bring something, as I said, we thought were history, thought was behind us, thought we never could see, and just show it to us all in one broadcast. And it's not only the people, but what they represent. So yeah, Voss has a lot of things going with Kjetil, Dag and Ivar. There's 2 of them. And even the man himself, the 01 Voss owner, kveik owner, Sigmund Gjernes. He gives us a real insight to the old and much alive tradition of vossaøl. In Hornindal, it's not that far from Voss, but still, brewing-wise, it's pretty far. Because Voss are all about boiling it for 3-4 hours and really boiling the shit out of that thing. And Hornindal is about raw ale. So you get up to 75-ish degrees C, and that's all. It's not all though, but yeah. And then we have the 3rd one, and that's Stjørdalen. Not to put anybody down, but I'm really, really digging the Stjørdalen vibe. As you probably know by now, I'm really a fan of Stjørdalen and their way of thinking, and the beers and the malts, and yeah, I'm a fan. So the guys there put on a show, perfect combination between putting on a show, spreading knowledge, and just being experienced. One of them, Jørund, really uses his senses to combine with his experience in the brewing process in the most traditional way. Jørund is the type that really doesn't like to use technology to brew his beer and not make his malt even. So it's really unique. So Roar, Håvard, Jørund, and even Tyson from Bondsak, gårdsmalteri, pops in the Stjørdalen scene. And yeah, it's really something, because Stjørdalen also have the aspect of making the malts, and they're just in that scene with Roar, Håvard, Jørund, and Tyson. There's so much experience on making malts on a big level, on a small level, traditional, and on commercial level. That's, yeah, you gotta watch it. Link below. Yeah. So, this far, if you're getting any goodness out of this, I would like you to take your beer bowl. Hopefully I forgot my beer bowl inside, but take your beer bowl or a glass and smash that like button with it. Give it a little skål. It will really help me out sharing the message. Ooh, it's one of my Christmas ales, or midwinter's ale at least. I'm not the Christmas type, so I'm really gotta have some way of showing you the color here. It's better on this one. Okay, no, it's not. But it's really good though. It's lightly smoked. I have another beer here that I'm opening after. I'm gonna talk a little more about that. Yeah. So as I said, smash, like, and drink. And drink. So I'm really getting going fast down this road, but as I said, Lars Marius is going on live after me, and I really want to see it. So number 5, the last one, the last reason I think you should now, in 5 minutes, go down to my list and just really dig deep into some traditions you probably never will see again. So the show is really one of the things why I should watch it. It's slow, but it's so real and so unpolished. There's people speaking when they didn't know the camera was on, and people going by, and people communicating, missing each other, and you're in a malt house in the Sjøen. Yeah, in the malt house, and the Sjøenhus is really something different in Stjørdalen, and you are then going to hear a fiddle player in Voss, and then you're going back to Hornindal, where there's a beautiful compound with beautiful house and the scenery and all the knowledge of these people. Stig in Hornindal and all the Ivares and Sigmund in Voss and the good people of Stjørdalen. And it's so unpolished. And people are getting a little tipsy from drinking and brewing all day, and of course, last year, that's why I have this bottle here. I'm gonna talk about this later, but this is the recipe and the malts from the winner of last year's Kornølfestival. So you gotta see the clip to see the guy winning it, being excited and just being himself on screen, making a show. And I think, yeah, as I said, it's really raw and really real. So it's nothing that you will experience in any other way, I guess. So that was my last point. As I said, check out my links below, and I'm going to talk more about these beers later. I think if I'm opening one now and starting talking about it, I will just wander away and we will lose track of time. It happened to me before. Going down in a little rabbit hole, and yep, there you are. Many hours later. So, as I said, there's plenty of... Yeah, okay, I work with paper still. These are my bullet points. 2 sheets of them with links and everything. And as I said, they're in the description. So just go bananas. And some of them are really even cooler to see now, because in this year's edition of the Norsk Kornølfestival, you're gonna see part 2 of some of these things. So that's really cool. I'm looking forward to going. It's next week. I'm going up Thursday, and it's a long car drive from here, 8-9 hours. So I'll be going all night, I think. Yeah, looking forward to getting there, not driving there though. I think I will be having a live stream from the car. It's the last Thursday of the month, so I'm going to have my monthly Q&A episode or if we not are going to do that later on Friday when I have some real people to Q&A. That would be really cool. So that was my last point. Don't forget to check out my list below. And if you'd like to see more of me already, I recommend you see this video next. And until next time, traveler, be safe and enjoy yourself. Skål!